Hello, hello, my friends. Welcome back. Classic pumpkins look like expensive pumpkins. Ooh. Pumpkin bread muffin mix. Autumn maple coffee. Beautiful organic centerpiece. For those new friends that are here, I'm so glad you're here. So I'm outside today because today we're going to do a few things DIY, do it yourself. Yes, DIYs, you guys can totally do these things. And I was thinking, let's begin to gather what we need to create a beautiful table for fall going into Thanksgiving. If you don't own a vase or a taper candle holder, today you're going to make those. And pumpkins. So I didn't use, like, this pumpkin is ugly, let's just be honest. And I was gonna donate, which I did donate some of the pumpkins. If you missed my fall decorate with me, we're gonna link that below. I have a lot of pumpkins, you guys, and you will see that that's most of my decor are pumpkins. But I didn't love these, but I didn't want to throw them away. And I thought, oh, what if we just buy some spray paint and we spray paint them? And I've never spray painted pumpkins. Now, I've spray painted lots of things, and I believe it is a very inexpensive way to make huge impact. So you can get all your supplies for today at your local Walmart. I, of course, did it the hard way, and I went to Trader Joe's for the flowers, Home Depot for the spray paint, and Publix for the pumpkins. So if you just want a one-stop shop, go to Walmart. And it's super inexpensive, and we're going to make a beautiful tablescape, but that won't be until next Wednesday. So today we're just going to craft the things together. So let's do it. So our green is done, and we are moving on. I didn't even get paint on me, you guys. I'm so proud. We're gonna move on to the gold. Once those are dry, we'll move on to our next project once we paint the pumpkins. And once it's dry, we'll flip those guys over and make them gorgeous on the top. Really, there's really no method to spray painting. Don't get too close, and just try to keep a steady, even flow. And I feel like that's the only tip I have. Just go nice and slow. Stay within a couple feet. It's always better to go with one lighter coat rather than trying to go really heavy, because it will run, and we don't want that. Pretty. I really love the gold. I think it would be fine if you had to pick only one color. The gold is so pretty. Making these classic pumpkins look like expensive pumpkins. So you see about how far I am? Still no paint on me. That's amazing. I really am pretty sloppy, you guys, so. Okay, my friends, as you can see, spray painting, hopefully you're not as intimidated as you might have been before we started today. If you've never spray painted, truly try it. Buy a can. I would encourage you to get a top spray that looks like that. Some of them are double and they just get gooked up. Gold is a great choice for all of these things, or maybe you're traditional and love orange. Buy your favorite orange spray paint. Spray some pumpkins or pine cones, or anything that you're like not a huge fan of this season. Recycle it and try to spray paint it. I bet you'll love it. Now we're gonna move on while these dry to pumpkin carving. Now let me clarify. I have never made a vase or a taper holder out of pumpkin, but I thought it would be fun to try together. So let's do it. Let's carve some pumpkins. So at Publix in the produce section, I picked these little guys up. And I wanted to create our own taper candle holders. Candles are a great way to add coziness and ambiance to any tablescape. Again, whether you're celebrating by yourself or you have a whole huge table of family members. Let's see if we can carve this little guy. I have a small knife and a fork to try to dig this out. We're gonna just break this off. I feel good about being able to just take that off because the size of our taper candle should fit right inside of there. Maybe get a sharper knife because this is not going in. I really don't trust myself with sharp objects. And you guys, I have to show you some of my finds at Trader Joe's. The gorgeous flowers behind me, those are gonna be for when we make a vase and have big pumpkins on the table with these smaller ones. So we're gonna have florals and candlelight, and I'm just trying to cut around, and your blade, that's how we're gonna do it. Easy. Now we gotta get that guy out. Ooh. The smell of pumpkins, it's so interesting to me because all of this pumpkin stuff, we have to get into that. But all the pumpkin stuff, this doesn't smell, this literally smells like booty. It's so gross. I don't know, why is it that when we buy pumpkin things, it's so sweet and yummy? Do you guys love making pumpkin seeds in the oven? I think it's such a yummy seasonal snack. I love, love, love it. I've never done it with these tiny ones. You can probably get your finger down in there, yep, to try to get some of the chunks out as well. And we're gonna just rinse it out with water and hope that our taper candle fits perfectly inside. The stem is still in there, although I wouldn't stress about getting that out. So that's good. I mean, we could try. I feel like the old game Operation when you're like, zzz. Get as much out as you can, and then I'm gonna rinse it with water. So just a little pumpkin guts are left in there. And I don't know how long these are gonna last. I haven't lived with them at all. I just wanted to try it. I'm gonna clean this mess up, and then we're gonna make more of a mess with bigger pumpkins to see if we can create beautiful vases to go along with our pumpkin tapers. But before we do that, can we just look at all this deliciousness? Trader Joe's maple spice nut mix, so good. Pumpkin spice pretzels, pumpkin bread muffin mix. And these sounded way too good to not put in those. Sea salt caramel baking chips. What? Autumn harvest creamy pasta sauce. Cinnamon bun spread. I went a little crazy last night. This we had for breakfast. Autumn maple coffee, delicious. We also, there's pumpkin bagels and pumpkin cream cheese, which I've already been gotten into. This pumpkin chocolate chunk oatmeal cookie mix. Tell me, are you a friend that loves pumpkin stuff, or you were like, I don't like it? I don't like my house to smell like pumpkins unless it's bread baking in the oven. Like, I would never buy a pumpkin candle, but I love the taste of pumpkin. It makes my heart so happy, but it is confusing. Like I said, when you open these pumpkins, they do not smell good at all. Pumpkin spice granola bar, pumpkin spice, pumpkin seeds. I just love this season, and that we can have all these pumpkin yummy things. Yay! Made myself a little pumpkin spice mimosa. Okay, what I learned about myself when I did these little candle holders is that the knife, I just don't really trust myself. So I decided to go into my design install bag and say, okay, what can I use to cut? These pumpkins are heavy and I know much thicker than the tiny little guys that we did. I decided not to use a knife, but instead use a crowbar. I you guys. But I think that this is gonna work. A crowbar and a hammer will open the pumpkin for us, right? Or a flathead screwdriver might work too. I couldn't find one of those in my design install bag, believe it or not. For those friends that don't know, I am an interior designer full-time. That is my full-time job, but I also own Free Spirit Bundle, which is a home decor subscription box. So much fun. But anyway, let's see if this is gonna work. I thought these were gorgeous. These I actually found at Home Depot when I bought the spray paint. Now, Publix, Walmart, all those kind of stores are gonna have big, beautiful pumpkins as well. I found that they only had orange and white, and I really loved these when I saw them. I want to make these into a vase. So I'm thinking once we cut it open, we can use an everyday glass to put inside. Listen, you guys, I'm learning as I do this with you. So we are just doing this together. So I'm just putting a Sharpie around so that I can make sure that I'm going wide enough. We'll use the knife to dig around once we open it. But let's see if this works. I apologize, it's very loud. I think it's gonna work. That. It's not a crowbar, pry bar, I don't know. Yummy, it's very sweet. Nothing like the little pumpkins. Maybe now we can go around that I'm in there and I won't feel so scared. These are his good knives. This is not an easy do-it-yourself. I'm so excited about the result in my brain that I think it's gonna give us. Pull it out or not. All those guts are stuck to the side. I need to cut it. I'm using the knife. Go away from your body. Almost. There it is. Yes. Okay. We're gonna take all the gooeys out. Something actually really satisfying about that. It feels so gross, but then I'm gonna rinse it at the sink again in the water. Listen, I would show you that part, but I can barely get in my sink because there are so many dishes. I mean, I'm not ashamed. There's not really anything to see. I literally ran water in all of those until all the seeds came out and I felt like it was good and clean. Now I'm just kind of skimming off the sides. Our basin. And you should have all of these supplies at home. A fork, a hammer, a knife, a Sharpie, an everyday glass, which will then act as our vase. Okay, we're gonna need a shorter one. Got the guts out, most of the seeds. So this glass, well, it does go in there. It didn't go in all the way like I wanted it to because there's a center in the pumpkin that is keeping me from having it flush on the bottom. So I'm just trying to break that up so that the glass will fit. It's fine this way because we marked it with our Sharpie. I mean, this is a base you can be proud of because it takes forever. And you can say, I made that. There it is. And with all the flowers hanging over, I feel good about that. Okay, vase one, done. It's time to put some beautiful florals in our handmade vase. I mean, come on, you guys. You all have a glass, right? A knife, pumpkin. This is what I'm picturing on the center, like having these on the table and then doing our tapers in between like this with other candles. Can you see it? You got to come back next week to see it so we can set the table together. But this is where my brain was when doing these little do-it-yourself projects. We need to check on our pumpkins. I'm sure they're dry outside and those will be part of the tablescape as well. So I don't have a complete plan, but this is the start of it. So let's make a new mess with flowers.
Did you guys know when you see flowers that dopamine is actually released in your body, which makes you feel happy? I love flowers so much, and I feel like it really brings us to nature, taking the outside indoors, especially during the season for those friends who are heading into the colder months. It's why I tell you all the time, put it on your grocery list. Dopamine, serotonin, endorphins, they're all released in the limbic system and it's activated and you feel more alive. Smelling it can relieve stress and anxiety, reduce pain. Can you believe that? That flowers can actually reduce our pain, increase alertness and mental clarity, and promote feelings of calmness by shifting our body into a more calm state. I mean, all of those are reasons for sure to buy florals. And I love that at Thanksgiving, all of these beautiful florals will bring a smile to everyone's face.
What do you guys think? I love it. Now I have a solution for the fact that the mouth around the pumpkin is still not attractive. We are going to put some moss in there because moss solves everything. And then I cannot wait to hang out next week when we actually set the table together to get ready for all your guests this holiday season. My guests are simply my family. Make yourselves feel special because you are. So we're going to take some of this moss and just kind of tuck it in around the mouth of the pumpkin so that we can hide the glass and my not so great cutting job of the pumpkin. And you have beautiful organic centerpiece. If you notice, I was spinning the pumpkin all around as I was putting the florals in. That way you can see if it will look great from every angle, since on your table, you have people on all sides. I wanted to make these low so that you can still have conversation. I think a lot of times people will put huge, beautiful florals, but they're really not functional at a table for conversation. I mean, maybe you don't want to have conversation. But sitting around the table is one of my favorite moments because I feel like that's the one time I see my teenagers, first of all, is at dinner. And Thanksgiving is just so special, and it's when you can just sit for hours together, and I want to see my beautiful family. So that is one reason why I built these a little lower so that we can still have great conversation while feeling really special because of all the fun touches. And the cool part too is that because the flowers are in the glass, you can easily take it out and refresh them, add water to them. I am so excited to set the table with you guys next week. I hope you're inspired by our little do-it-yourself. If you guys have not already, hit subscribe. I would be so grateful so that you can follow along each week.